Hello and welcome to another episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. This is Beriathan of the Citadel Guard of Gondor, and we're back in Elder's Late ready to continue all the different quests that we have. You might remember on the last episode we made Igrik from the Trev Duvardine, who is helping us investigate all the issue with the Angmarim and the bats, so we can continue her quest right now by talking with Lukak. Lukak chirps an affirmation before leading you away from Anna Kurfu.
For reasons unknown, Igrik of the Trev Duvardine has ventured alone into the Angmarim encampment of Dun Treich. With the Angmarim bent upon hunting her down, the situation has grown dire.
Okay, you can see here that we're basically right next to the doors of Gundabad. This is a peculiarity, we can say, of the entire War of Three Peaks expansion. Well, it's gonna send you right for the gates of Gundabad a few times, and it's kind of weird being so close and still not entering the mountain home, but for the time being we gotta continue investigating this. Seeing that you've caught up, Luca continues flying towards Dun Treich. Plenty of Angmarim here, I would say. Nothing too major. There they go. Lukak, you little pest. Why did you lead Beriathan here? Matter. It's too late now. Do you remember your old home, Lukak? I'm sorry it has become a den of evil. Send this note to Rekur. He will want to know what we have found. Now fly! Beriathan, I expect you have questions. Yeah, sure, a couple. Have you seen the island in the middle of the lake, Beriathan? Grithol, it is called, home to the bats of this region. I once considered it peaceful, but the Angmarim have taken over the cave on the island since, twisting bats to do their bidding. Gavin must have discovered this before he died. I came here in search of Latharn, the one who wrote the report we found in Sarkul Sulun. Join me if you wish, but I will continue with or without you. There are more Angmarim ahead. Be ready. Yeah, I can see them now. Right behind you, Igrik. And as you can see from some of the dialogue the Angmarim say, they do have a history with Igrik. We're gonna get more answers in just a few moments. Okay, this guy's here. That was easy. Don't you worry, girl, if we are okay. Hold for a moment, Beriathan. Stay your hand. Please do not attack them unless they attack first. I hope it does not come to that, but... Come out, Lathorn. I know you're not alone. My daughter, as perceptive as ever. Why do you continue to help the Angmarim? The war is over, we have lost. The war is not over simply because some king deemed it so. But you are not here to debate such petty matters. Why did you come? To save you. You are fighting a losing battle. No, I am ensuring that our people will prevail. Can you not see that the Angmarim are driving us to ruin? You have changed, Igrig. My daughter has chosen her side. Kill her, and her friends as well. That's very unkind of you. It's your own daughter after all. You know what this reminds me of? You remember that quest in Dunland? Where there was also a father fighting her daughter? I don't remember the specifics right now, but it comes to mind. You were ever the rebel. I am only sorry that I did not kill you sooner. Hundreds of deaths I envisioned for myself, and none at the hands of my own daughter. It will be the death of our people. I will not. Goodbye, father. It is done. The Angmarim had my father in their clutches from the start. I should have known that he would believe them to the bitter end. May the earth reclaim his bones and find some use for him. I will not apologize for coming here on my own, as it was my burden to bear. Still, I appreciate your help. I did not think you would trust me after learning of my past. Let me know when you are ready to depart. Record ought to know the truth behind Gavin's death. Back to Anak Kurfu then. I have had enough of this place. But we were just getting started. Alright, and we bring word of this to record. Yeah, I know, it's always sad, Garliv, whenever we witness this kind of confrontations.
Have you a moment?
You have returned, and in one piece. Igrik doesn't seem to be herself, but I won't ask you what happened. She can tell me herself if she wishes. Yeah, I'm glad that you are not asking me because it's not a pretty tale.
Have you a moment?
It comforts me to know the truth behind Gavin's death. Now that his efforts will not be in vain, he might finally rest. However, with our current resources, we cannot hope to drive the Angmarim out of Grithold. This situation is beyond me, but Igrik knows better. I trust the both of you enough to know you can discuss these matters without my input. It may not be possible to stop the corruption of the bats living on Grithold, but I cannot stand by and watch the Angmarim and orcs do as they please. At the very least, we can put a dent in their efforts together. The Angmarim called the bat cave Titsagaf. When I spied upon them, I noticed the Angmarim keeping infant bats in baskets. We should rescue the bats and defeat as many bat keepers as we can. Oh, okay, we will swiftly travel to the island, which is very fortunate because... well, we've missed... We don't have the quest on the tracker right now, but that's, I hope, gonna take us close enough to the location for Leothred's quest. Hopefully, we'll see. I think we can remove this journal for the time being. Jesus. The hunt for Skatha, yeah. Yeah, you see, we technically only need to swim to the shore. We cannot see it from here, but maybe Igrik will give us a chance of doing that. Now that we're here in the island, we just gotta explore. I mean, we gotta enter the cave, of course, but an island such as this is bound to have something more in it. Be it a dwarf marker, a treasure cache, you gotta have something here. Anything. I'll take anything. As long as there's something of use in here. Oh, what do we have here? Horsecour.
Long live King Thorin. Long live Durin Stonehelmson.
I wasn't expecting to see a friendly face in this desolate area. The Angmarim are making it difficult for me to study the bats living here. Unfortunately, I'm no fighter. If your mind is set on entering Titsagav, would you collect some bat samples for me? Many of the bats only answer to the enemy now, but they may still be of use to us in death. Alright, that was unexpected. Okay, here's the entrance to the cave. Enter, please. Thank you. Alright, so... Visit Bat Keepers. Rescue the infants. Yeah. Oh. I wonder now, is Ygritte gonna have any other quest for us? Maybe he will, maybe she won't, but... we gotta check. Please don't send me back to Anakurfuega. I have other quests too. Yeah. Lukak will be pleased to have new friends. We will not raise them as the Angmarim and my father would have. Instead, we will teach them how to fend for themselves before releasing them. I cannot promise the bats will remain free afterwards, but better to have a chance than none at all. I shall return to Anakurfu with the bats. Thank you for standing by my side, Beriathan. I will not forget it. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. That's not what I was trying to do. Oh, Jesus! Oh, not now. Yeah, this is gonna take a while. Well, as long as I remain logged, I think I'm gonna be okay. I mean, I can most certainly defeat all these guys through auto attacks only, if need be. I don't want to do that, of course. I'd much rather have this work as it's supposed to. Because at this rate, these guys are gonna respawn before the animation ends. Oh, thank God. So, that was really short. Really short indeed. Oh, come on, guys. This is ridiculous now.
What news do you bring?
Many thanks. I shall study them and see if we dwarves can prepare for whatever the Angmarim and orcs are planning with these bats. Alright, yeah, that was really short. Is that all there is to it, really? There should be something more, right? Anything. That's really weird. I would very much love if there were anything else inside the, well, in this island, not necessarily inside a cave. That was a really small cave, as we saw. Can we climb? I mean, this location is just begging for something to be placed in it. Yeah, treasure cache. Why would this island have so many slopes otherwise? At least we have a treasure cache. I mean, it's not something super useful, of course, but it's something. Better than nothing, of course. Oh, come on. Well, now, as I was saying, we can technically master back in Anakurfu. I have the feeling that's where we should be next, but as I was saying, since we were left off so close to the island, well, to the shore, where Leothred and Frothy are investigating Skatha's teeth, I think we can just, yeah, swim there. Hopefully we'll find more answers with them as well. But yeah, it seems this was everything there was to be done with Igrek. I mean, if you think about it, it's sort of an anticlimactic end for this quest line. But something that I've been realizing now that I'm replaying through Elder's Late and War of Three Peaks is that this location does a lot of foreshadowing for many things that will be later on expanded during the Gundabad expansion. So maybe, hopefully, this thing with the bats is one of them, because otherwise it's really weird for the quest line to just end like this. Perhaps this old dwarf dock is the location? Let's see. This cairn looks quite old.
Perhaps this is the starting point of the map.
This cairn indeed looks quite old. Perhaps this is the starting point of the map. We must now seek the second marking on the map. While we travel, I will continue to recall the tales of Fram's legacy. I believe I had talked of Gundamari. After Gundamari's death, the lordship fell to Fram's youngest son, who had been just 5 years old when his father died. Gizilhari, who had always seemed less hot-blooded than his brothers, proved to be the most fortunate of the siblings. Under his careful command, the Aithura pushed back against the orcs, winning several decisive battles before finally breaking them and slaying their chief in a great battle by Berkat, these very shores. And the next location on the map, it's really not that far, so maybe you're gonna lead us all the way back to Anakurfu. But before we leave, we also have a crystal journal page in here. The 9th page. So here's the deal, and hadn't thought about this, and that it's kind of worrying, but we gotta collect 10 pages plus the journal, and each one of those items will occupy one slot in our bag, so that's 11 slots we need to have free in order to complete a quest, and right now I only see 8. Although there are a couple more slots we can free up by selling some items and things like that. So Not gonna worry too much about that right now. Now, oh. Yeah, this is the 9th page. Near dawn, 65th day of my exile. I expected him to stop once we reached the harvesting chamber, but was astonished to see Galahad hold a candle next to a section of the black wall. A simple spell, a twisting of light, an intention, and it has fooled me all these many months. I will spend the rest of forever looking askance at the walls of this horrid place. So this journal does tell a very interesting story, but getting the pages out of order does not help a lot at understanding exactly what's going on. So I think I'd much rather wait until we have found all 10 pages before reading the journal with you, if you don't mind. Now this is one of the banners we need to plant on our way to Sutrandam. And now that I think of it, I wonder why is it that every time I decide to plant these banners, it's raining. Because when we were making our way to Anakurfu, it was raining. So yeah, that's kind of weird. Okay, what do we have here? You find a singular worn stone, but no cairn. What does that mean?
It worries me that we did not find a cairn or some sort of marking here.
Let us press on the map in hopes that it leads us in the right direction. LOTRO continues his tale. Sadly... Oh, come on, I was about to hear an interesting tale. Leave me alone. Sadly, Gizilhari met with tragedy himself soon after feasting his victory. Flushed with pride and plenty of ale, he declared his intent to name himself King of the Thura. He sought out the Maeras, announcing his intent to tame and ride one. The attempt ended in failure, and not for the last time among the masters of the Aithura. The Maer he chose through him, and in the fall he broke his back. He was unable to walk afterward, and died at the age of 42, older than any lord of his people since Frumgar, but still far too young. Yeah, LOTRO had already told us a little bit about the history of the Aithura and the Maeras before Eorl mastered Velaroth. And to be honest with you, I don't remember if he had already talked to us about Gizilhari, because there were so many names in that story. It was very interesting, but it's hard to follow, even in replays, but well, we'll see. You come across another Windborn cairn. Awesome. The cairn looks very similar to the first cairn that you found.
Ah, another cairn. Similar to the one we found on the shores of Dvergvat.
It would seem we are following the map correctly after all. LOTRO continues his tale. Gundahari, Gizilhari's son, succeeded him and ruled on remarkably, but well enough. For the first time, the Aithura knew true prosperity in the Wells, and they flourished, building many homes in Mist Hollow and grazing their herds across the floodvelds and even into the valleys of Mithrin. He died peacefully at 60 and was succeeded by his son Gundarik. This is gonna take us back to Howler's Notch, well, really close to Howler's Notch. So that's something that I've also noticed with all these quests in Elder's Late. I mean, the locations overlap with one another, but it's not clear to me yet if there is a specific order in which we can follow all these different quest lines so that we can advance them all simultaneously and avoid backtracking as much as possible, because so far that hasn't been a successful effort. You find another singular worn stone.
I believe that we are still on the trail. Let us continue.
LOTRO continues his tale. Gundarik was an adventurous youth, and had bragged that he would one day be the first man to enter the mountain hold and behold the wonders within. 2 years into his reign, he defied the warnings of his advisors, including his younger brother Hilaric. The fool rode to Gundabad's gates and was never seen again. Yeah, that was foolish. You come across another Windborn cairn by the river's edge. Whomever made the other cairns must have also made this one.
Thanks to Frothy for deciphering the map thus far.
We have not lost the trail yet. Leothred continues his tale. Hildaric became Lord of the Aithura after his brother's disappearance, though matters grew complicated 6 months later when Bringertha, Gundaric's widow, gave birth to a son. She called the boy Gundobad, a play on the name of the hall where his father had vanished. When he was born, Hildaric promised to cede lordship to him once he came of age. That doesn't seem like... I don't know, I have my doubts. I've never seen anybody willfully yield to his powers, so... Let's see. Maybe I'm wrong on this one. And maybe you can leave me alone. Thank you. The rocky pass heads north along the river.
This pass is not on my map of Elderslade. Frothy, what of yours?
It looks like the map on Skatha's Stoot has led us to this rocky pass. Could this map lead to Skatha's cave or even his hoard? There is but one way to find out. First, let us rest here for a moment. Leothred continues his tale. When Gundobad learned the meaning of his name and of his father's fate, a zeal awoke within him. He would succeed where Gundaric had not, and lead a host of Aithura to conquer Gundobad. Hildaric begged him to reconsider, but he refused, so when Gundobad was of age, Hildaric refused to honor his promise and remained Lord of Framabark. Oh.
I am eager to return to following this map. What say you?
That's a very interesting turn of events. Some among the Aithura called Hildaric a usurper, false and cruel, and even implied that he himself slew his brother to become lord. I believe that Hildaric was in fact a prudent ruler, if not kind, serving his people nobly but unremarkably rather than following any lust for glory. Leothred pauses for a moment. Well then, I am eager to return to following this map. What say you, Beriathan? Yeah, let us continue. I gotta say, I didn't expect this map to hold so many answers so soon. So yeah, count me in. Oh, come on. You almost did not see the cairn hidden along the path. Yeah, I wouldn't have. If not for the floating name Stoggle, actually. Whoever built this cairn did not want it to be found without this map. Oh, talk to Frothy now. Okay.
I knew there was a river here at Elderslade, but I did not know it to flow from so far in the north.
Frothy interjects into Leothred's tale for a moment. Leothred, did you know that Hildaric is seen as a good leader in the eyes of dwarves? Oh, come on! Leave me alone! Don't interrupt my tale! Thank you.
I knew there was a river here at Elderslade, but I did not know it to flow from so far in the north.
Leothred, did you know that Hildaric is seen as a good leader in the eyes of dwarves? During his reign, the dwarves of Erebor came north to settle the kingdom of Gradic in Ered Mithrim. Rather than dwelling on the troubles between their peoples, Hildaric made peace with King Thorin I and welcomed him to the north. Oh, come on! Leave me alone! Oh, jeez. Relations between Durin's folk and the Aithura remained cordial, though seldom warm. During the rest of the time, they dwelled beside each other. That's interesting too.
Come, let us continue the journey along this river.
Thank you, Frothy, for that perspective. I say, had hot-headed Gundobad been lord when Thorin arrived, matters might have taken a much less friendly turn. It would seem the depiction of Hildaric in later tales has obscured this fact. According to the minstrels, Hildaric sought war against the dwarves, and it was only his death and Gundobad's rise to take his place that kept that from happening. It is a shame when the truth of the matter becomes lost in years. Leothred pauses for a moment. Come, let us continue the journey along this river. The location the map leads us to cannot be far. Yeah, and there is a journal page really close by. If only these worms would leave us alone. If only lag would leave us alone. There does not seem to be any sign of a cairn here. We have a couple quests. The worm nesting grounds of Nathbul prevent those who seek to journey up the river towards Wormsgrave. If some of the worms breeded at Nathbul are defeated, perhaps the route towards Wormsgrave will become safer to travel. The worm nesting grounds of Nathbul prevent those who seek to journey up the river towards Wormsgrave. If some of the nests are destroyed, perhaps the route towards Wormsgrave will become safer to travel. Okay, defeat worms and destroy nests. Simple enough.
There does not seem to be any other direction forward but to continue along the river.
Leothred continues his tale. Hildaric died of a sudden illness at the age of 65. It has long been rumored to have been poisoned. Gundobad appeared at his funeral to lay claim to lordship. He was challenged in this by Hildegard, Hildaric's son, and the two fought for the right to rule the Aithura. In the end, Gundobad cut Hildegard down, taking back rule over his people. That doesn't sound good. Oh, okay, here we have the Crystal Journal page. I don't want to miss it. The 10th page. All right. Yeah, we seem to be lagging a lot today. It's still manageable, don't get me wrong. But we seem to be struggling more than usual. Let us continue exploring all these nesting grounds. Yeah. This place is huge. But we still gotta find at least 5 more nests. Well, 4. So I guess we will end up exploring every nook and cranny here in any case. Hopefully there will be another treasure cache in here. Oh, come on. Would you please die? Well, no treasure cache so far. Destroy it. Yeah, thank you. Christ. For God's sake, let us not start again with this. You have defeated many Wormsgraf raiders at Nathpool. The path towards Wormsgraf is safer to explore. Oh, got us something in here. Allow me just one moment. You have destroyed many worm nests in Nathpool. The path toward Wormsgraf is safer to explore. What do we have in here? So, ally to the March of Gundavad. We have completed friend to the March of Gundavad. We have a new title, some extra LOTRO points, and it seems nothing else. So the March on Gundavad, it's friend now. That's good. Here we have our new deed, our completed deed. Yeah, vendor discount. That's also good. You have reached friend status with the March on Gundavad, and we have 10 LOTRO points. Okay. So far, so good. Not treasure cache, but we didn't take as long as I thought we would. Taking care of this place. So that's good as well. You almost did not see the cairn hidden along the path. Well, it's not every day that you follow the trail of Scatha and Fram, so look here, Frothy, if you would. Thank you. This cairn is as well hidden as the last that you found.
It almost feels as if whoever made this map was hiding it from someone.
Leothred continues his tale. At first, Gundavad proved as poor a lord as Hildaric had feared, and made 3 bloody and rash attempts to enter the mountain hold, before his own thanes begged him to stop spending the blood of his people on such folly. Afterwards, his temper eased, and he ruled indifferently to the age of 53, growing fat from food and meat until his heart gave out. Alright, well, at least he didn't cause too much trouble, I guess. Trying to remain positive, right? You hope that continuing north along the river is the correct route. Yeah, I do hope so.
I am sure that if we continue north, we will find the trail again.
Leothred continues his tale. Gundovad's son, Gundolavi, was a little better. He was a bellicose man who found joy in nothing more than hunting and battle. He is said to have slain more than 30 trolls and at least 5 giants. In the end, the pride of his line overcame him, and like his grandfather and father, he sought to enter Gundavad. Unlike them, however, he succeeded, finding a way inside the mountain hold, accompanied by his 2 sons and many mighty warriors of his household. Yeah, but I don't expect that effort to end, to be any different than the previous ones. Cairn lies hidden in the rocks. And you're not interrupting me this time, so I'm taking care of all of you. Oh, and who's coming now? You? You are assured that you're still heading in the correct direction.
I am glad that you spotted the cairn. I did not see it.
Leothred continues his tale. Gundolavi swore as he entered the gates that he would return bearing the heads of every orc chief he found within. 2 weeks later, the gates opened again, and the orcs flung out the heads of all who had entered, last of all Gundolavi and his sons. Yeah, I mean, did you expect any other outcome? I hadn't expected the Aithura to be so foolish. But here we are. 3 generations and not a single lesson learned. Oh, a crystal journal page. Oh my god, thank you. Come over here, I'm not done with you. And this one, it's gonna be page number 8. So it seems we're rebuilding the journal in reverse. This seems to be where the map ends.
It seems the map ends here.
At this fork in the pass. Shall we rest a moment then? I will conclude my tale while we rest. Following Gundolavi's death, his brother Theodoric became lord at the age of 17. Theodoric was a more thoughtful man than his brother and father had been, and his first act was to declare that neither he nor any other of his blood would ever again seek to set foot inside the mountain hold. And you remember on the first portion of Leothred's questline back in the Wells of Langblood, he did mention Theodoric's ban, although at that time he hadn't explained to us what that ban was all about. Now we know. And you will remember also that after the Theoda's language changed and they became the Eotheod, Theodoric defied that ban, but that was many years after these events.
There must be a reason the map and the Trail of Cairns led us here.
Led us here to this location. We should search the surrounding area again. Perhaps in exhaustion from our journey we overlooked something. Perhaps. Oh yeah, I see it there. In case you don't. Oh, come on, Frothy. You're not even trying right now. Look at the camera, yeah. The strange rock reminds you of something. It reminds you of the trail of rust left behind by Kadasgar. This, however, is hardened, like a stone. You touch the rust-colored rock and suddenly a vision overcomes you.
A vision of Fram the Foremost fighting a fierce mountain drake comes into view.
Oh. The self-exiled man draws near. He seeks Skatha, the worm. I also searched for Skatha as the worm could not be tamed. I could not tame Skatha. My only option was to kill the lungworm. Is that worth Vlada? I could kill him here, take the sword, and use it against Skatha. However, Fram is more skilled with this particular blade than I. Greetings, friend. I mean you no harm, and I hope I did not startle you. Who are you? Speak your name, stranger. My name is Kadasgar. I am but a traveler from the east. You, my friend, look a skilled warrior. I have not seen nor heard of you before, Kadasgar. These mountains are dangerous. I have not seen... I am Fram, and I am on a mission of revenge. I seek to slay the dreaded lungworm, Skatha. Yes, Skatha. Luck would have it, I also search of the beast. It stole from me an heirloom from my family. I alone vowed to reclaim what my family lost. That is a noble cause, Kadasgar. I am close to finding the beast. Perhaps we could work together. That's very kind of you, Fram. I would be honored to fight along your side. Together, we search for the worm. That was when I learned that Fram was the son of Frumgar. You are quite skilled in combat yourself. Thank you. I then formed a plan to use Fram as a pawn. I shall sow discord in the north and kill Skatha at the same time. You can hear the thoughts of Kadasgar. all the pieces. They fall right into place. I have Fram right where I want him. Yeah, we have already seen that for some reason that has not been explained yet. When you touch Skatha's rust, you get visions. And this is the last one of them from many years ago. I don't remember if there is another vision with Karasgar. I think it is. So I'm gonna reserve more comments until we have seen that.
Are you all right?
Beriathan, what happened? Are you all right? You tell Leothred and Frothi about your vision and how you saw Karasgar befriending Fram for nefarious reasons. This was not the first time that Karasgar's rust had given you a vision of the past. This Karasgar that you and Frothi speak of, he has had his claws in the north for many years, yes? I suspect if he did indeed befriend Fram, his intentions were not honorable.
Could Wormsgraf, the fabled lair of Skatha the Worm, be close by?
If Fram and Karasgar worked together to find and slay Skatha, then the petrified rust that you encounter must have been left behind from their journey together. The rust-colored stone points towards the eastern path. I say we follow it. Perhaps this is where the map was intended to lead us. Could Wormsgraf, the fabled lair of Skatha the Worm, be close by? Maybe, yeah. Yeah, a fork in the path, because this path to the left will take us to one of the enemy camps that we gotta travel to for another quest, but right now we are tracking Skatha and Fram. And even though this episode is already quite long, I would very much like to end this portion of the story today, if possible. I'm not sure if I can, but I'm gonna give it my best. So we cross this bridge. Just gonna double check that I'm not missing anything on this ledge, because you never know. No, that seems to be it. And once again, we keep running, pulling everyone in our path. There we go. Wormsgraf lies ahead. The caverns of Wormsgraf twist and delve alongside the river, where beasts of scales lurk. You should defeat any worms and drakes that you find within Wormsgraf's caverns. And here we have another strange rock. Yeah. You examine another pile of Karasgar's petrified rust. You are hesitant to reach out to the rock, but know you must for Leothred and Frothi. Another vision overcomes you as you touch the rock.
A vision of Fram the Foremost and Karasgar confronting the dreaded longworm Skatha comes into view.
Dragon's breath hangs in the air. My wounds and scars ache as I confront the longworm for the final time. Hilts at the ready. Well, at least I'm gonna do some fighting in this one. Skatha, stay where you are, please. No, stop moving. I mean... I mean, you guys could perfectly defeat the worm without me, but I want in on the action. Finally, after 2 long years, my father is now rightfully avenged. As is my family. Bram, in our time together searching for the Longworm, we have become friends and brothers. I propose a blood pact to solidify our friendship, as is customary where I am from. I am happy to partake in your customs, Karasgar. If it is a celebration of our triumph, it is welcome indeed. Good, good. I do not wish for us to forget this day. Nor I. I have but very few asks in this blood pact. I wish for you to take from Skatha's court all that you want except for my family heirloom. I also ask of you to never tell anyone where Skatha's hoard lay hidden. It may take some time to find my heirloom amidst the cavern of treasures. You want nothing more, Karasgar? You deserve half this gold. I require nothing more, my friend. Then so be it. Let us perform your customary blood pact. I am ready. You can hear Karasgar's thoughts. Seek your fame and riches, petty Fram. You are now a servant of Karasgar whether you know it or not. Beriathan, is everything alright? What did you see? You explained that you witnessed a vision so intense that you felt as if you fought and killed Skatha alongside Fram and Karasgar. After the Great Longworm was defeated, you witnessed Karasgar and Fram make a blood pact. This vision you had, I believe it may indeed be the key to the answers we seek.
Frothy and I have discussed everything that we have learned from our journey together.
Yes, I believe that the map on Skatha stood was indeed carved by Fram. The visions you had helped to answer the questions for which we have come searching. The truth that Frothy and I agree upon is this. In Fram's dealings with Thrain, he very much wanted to share the treasure and location of Skatha's hoard. The blood pact Fram made with Karasgar certainly prevented this. Remember, Beriathan, this is the same Fram who befriended the Holbeatlan. The Holbeatlan are a cautious people and would only befriend those with kindness in them. Yes, something about the blood pact clouded Fram's judgment and made him grow ever suspicious towards the dwarves. We believe, in a moment of clarity, Fram carved the root to Skatha's hoard on one of the Skatha's steeds. Alright.
Yes, Karasgar knew that something was amiss when word reached him that Skatha's teeth had been given to dwarves.
Karasgar knew that something was amiss when word reached him that Skatha's teeth, a quite offensive gift if I do say, had been given to dwarves. We can agree that Fram knew enough about the dwarves' disdain of dragons to know that a necklace of dragon's teeth would not be sufficient for Thrain. Skatha's hoard was entirely stolen dwarf riches after all. At this moment, Fram was no longer useful to Karasgar, and so, in Karasgar's mind, Fram had to die.
Fram the Foremost never got the chance to make proper amends with Thrain.
He set forth from his hole on a journey to Skatha's hoard, but never returned. When his sons went forth to seek him, they found him slain, pierced by dwarf arrows and surrounded by the bodies of several dwarf warriors.
Fram was taken aback by his own demeanor. He loathed his unwillingness to mend the rift between the dwarves and the Aithuda. When he understood the curse upon him, he made a plan and acted upon it. Fram set out towards Skatha's hoard, as he often did.
On this journey, he had no intention of taking riches, however. His only goal was to confront Karasgar. Karasgar! Karasgar, it is urgent that I talk with you. My friend Fram, what can I do for you? We are brothers of the mountain after all. Wait, why are there the dwarves strewn about? I assure you that they were here when I arrived. I am in the midst of investigating this travesty. I might have believed you in the past, but I do not believe you this time, Khadasgar. Enough of your games. I have come here to ask what you have done to me. Why my disdain for the dwarves has only grown ever since we crossed paths. It was never this way. I cannot speak certain words in the company of others, as if something pulls me down. You have cursed me, admit it. A curse? Such an accusation, my friend. I have done nothing that you did not agree to, remember this. The Blood Pact was an oath for us both to uphold, after all. The Blood Pact was a ruse! Fram, my dear friend, I'm tired of this conversation. You have served me well, and for that you have served my master's will. Now, my friend, you are no longer of use to me. Goodbye, Fram. How could you? How could I not? I have but one more task for you, Fram. Come, rest your corpse here, surrounded by the dwarves that you have slain. Make no mistake, Fram was under the influence of a mix of dragon magic and Gurshiel powers. His will was strong to both make that map and to confront Khadasgar. Fram was a kind-hearted man, and Khadasgar twisted that strength into a weakness.
The bodies of the dwarves were nothing more than another misdirection by the devious Khadasgar.
He wanted nothing more than to stoke the fires of mistrust in the north.
If only we had known then what we know now.
To think of the added prosperity that both our peoples unknowingly abandoned.
Unavoidably, the Aithuda blamed the dwarves, though King Thrain disavowed the deed and mourned his one-time friend.
He made no more claim on Skata's hoard, much of which remained lost, for Fram alone knew the exact whereabouts of the worm's lair. The bond between the Aithuda and the Longbeards was not mended until this most recent war, the War of the Ring.
Now there is but one final task remaining on this journey.
We must enter the fabled cavern of Wormsgrave and search for what lies within. Will we find more signs of Khadasgar? Will we find any of Skata's hoard? Let us find out. Yeah. We cannot leave this for later. We have come so far looking for answers. We gotta get answers today. I need the answers today. Let us go. Because I'm really curious about something regarding Khadasgar. To be honest with you, the first time I played this, I was very surprised to see Khadasgar reappear after the Black Book of Mordor. I didn't think he would reappear so soon, even though this is technically a flashback of Khadasgar. But it's still relevant, in my opinion, so let us see if we discover anything else that might be useful. Defeated drakes and worms at Wormsgrave. 7 of them? Yeah, sure. Now, I think there is another treasure cache in here. And most likely is also alongside Skatha's hoard, but we'll see. You have defeated many drakes and worms at Wormsgrave. The caverns are now safer to explore. A little bit, but not entirely. Alright. I think before we can interact with the treasure hoard, which looks great, by the way, we gotta do something more in here. For this, well, once again, gotta pull everyone in our path. Yeah, that's a fall that we cannot survive. Ah, yeah. This must have been Karasgar's hideout for much of his time in the north. And there is a note in here. I'm really curious to see what that note says. Quite surprisingly, the letter is addressed to you, Beriathan. It would seem that you have finally stumbled upon my true lair in the north. I find it unsurprising that you would be the first to discover Wernsgraf, for I consider you a formidable opponent. The other hideouts you have uncovered, mere decoys to appear careless to my adversaries. I am sure you knew that already. I do find it fitting to make my home in the north over the plundered horde of Skatha, the dragon I could not tame, the dragon that cursed me so. There is no need to search for me here. I have left the north to rot. The Frost Horde and the Dwarves shall do more damage to each other than I could have ever dreamt up. I wander east to search for a cure, until we meet again, Warden, Karasgar.
Only one question remains. What happened to Hrothblada?
I find it strange that Karasgar would leave a letter for you, his enemy. Could the former servant of Sauron one day be redeemed? I know not. Only one question remains. What happened to Hrothblada? It is still missing after all of this. I hope to find it among Karasgar's belongings. Alas, this has not come to pass. I would surmise Karasgar took Hrothblada with him when he left the north. We know that he held a respect for the sword. Okay, couple of things in here. So first of all, now we know Skatha is responsible for a Karasgar's curse, and Karasgar has moved to the east looking for a cure on that front. And now that Leothred is questioning whether or not Karasgar can be redeemed, this only proves to me once again that Karasgar is Magoldir, and this talk of redemption is foreshadowing his eventual redemption when he remembers who he truly is. Possibly when he lifts the curse from Skatha and cures himself. We gotta know. This quest, Karasgar's note will not change depending on the choice you made with the epilogue of the Black Book of Mordor. I had hoped that might be so, but there's no difference between this note and the one I got the first time I did it, so it's a shame that the epilogue is not acknowledged so far, but still crossing my fingers, because all this is pointing to a new meeting with Karasgar down the road in the east, most likely in Rune. Who knows where we will be going to Rune, but we will find Karasgar there. And now the question that I have is, what was Karasgar's interested in Hrothblada? Something related to the curse, maybe? Or something else entirely? But yeah, all this history about Fram and Skatha was really interesting on its own, but also due to all the extra information we get on Karasgar by doing this quest. So I'm really looking forward to getting more answers. Hopefully soon, who knows. At the time of recording this, we are 1 week away from the release of Before the Shadow, and we still have no idea what will come next. But we will eventually go east, and it seems at that point we will meet Karasgar again. This must be part of Skatha's horde.
By Durin's beard, we have found it!
The lost hoard of Skatha the Worm. I am stunned, my friend. I never thought I would see this piece of history with my own 2 eyes. Would you collect some of the treasures for me so that we can bring them to the Longbeards as proof that the long-lost hoard has finally been found? King Thorin will be pleased. Yeah, and Rothblatt is not in here, so it seems Skarsgård did indeed take it. So that's another interesting question. Unanswered question as of yet.
That we have been able to renew the legacy of From the Foremost.
Even so, I consider his legacy in the Lords of the Ithura was brought to a proud conclusion with Theodric. Theodric proved the most beloved Lord of the Ithura since Fram, and his reign lasted longer than any lord during their time in the Wells. He threw back no fewer than 5 incursions by the orcs of Hithaeglir.
Theodric was seen well in the eyes of dwarf sages.
He befriended King Thorin and even gifted him some of the treasures Fram had kept from Skatha's hoard.
My friend, I cannot thank you enough for your company on this journey into my people's history.
That is correct, Frothy. Theodric even sent riders south for the first time in generations to attend the court of Stuart Belegorn in Gondor. Under his rule of 62 years, the Ithura prospered as never before. My friend, I cannot thank you enough for your company on this journey into my people's history. If not for you, I would not now be returning home to Rohan ready to pen the history of the Rohirrim. I shall give you credit where credit is due in my writings, as you made some of the historical discoveries that I will write about within the pages of my manuscript. Frothy, Beriathan, I thank you both deeply for your contributions. We shall see each other for a time at Anakurfu, then we shall part our separate ways. Please, you are more than welcome to come visit me at any time in Rohan. Take care, my friends. Oh my god, I have already run out of room. This sucks. I think I can destroy this. And I can open this. It'll go in the carry-all, and that's good enough for now. Alright, so this is the end, not only of today's episode, but also Leothred's storyline that we started all the way back in the Wells of Langflood. So far, there's not a third part to this. We have uncovered a lot of history of the Rohirrim, and that was a really interesting journey as well. And it ended in a very unexpected way, with more information on Skarsgård as well. But, well, we have found all the answers that we could for the time being, and I guess we'll need to wait until we meet Skarsgård again to get to finish the puzzle, so to speak. But for the time being, this has been all on today's episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. Once again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you on the next one. Until then, my friends, stay safe, take care, good luck to you all, and I will see you later. Garalith is saying hello, goodbye as well. So until the next one.